Hello and welcome to Empire of Wargames. My name is Eblash and today we are going to talk about the newly announced boarding patrol boxes. If you're interested in points, savings and more, you've come to the right place. And if you enjoyed the content, consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing, as well as checking the links down in the description below if you want to join us over on Discord or follow me on Twitter for updates. As always, you can find all the relevant links down in the pinned comment below, so if you want to read up on my opinion on boarding patrols, which is going to be relevant for this video, you can do that. If you want to read up the Warhammer article yourself, you can find it in the pinned comment as well, so yeah, consider checking that out. Also, there are technically 3 boxes that have been announced in this Warhammer community article. There's also a Chaos Space Marines Battle Force, but we are going to cover that one tomorrow, so if you join us a little bit later, you'll definitely be able to find the video on the channel. So what are we exactly talking about? We are talking about 2 newly announced boxes that are specifically designed for boarding actions. They are called boarding patrols, and they are very similar to combat patrols and start collecting boxes. And the 2 boxes we are going to get are obviously Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines. I think this is no surprise. And yeah, let's take a look at them specifically, individually, and talk if they are worth it and what they could cost. Alright, first up we are going to talk about the Space Marines box, and there's a lot to cover here, especially with regards to Arcs of Omen, points updates, and pricing and so on. So let's go over all of that one by one. First up, what's in the box? You're getting a Captain Gravis armor. This is the new one, which has all the options, so you can equip him with a power sword, the chainsword you can see in the picture, and a power sword if you wanted to, so you're getting all the options. You're getting the full kit for Assault Intercessors, so these ones contain the newly discounted Thunder Hammer, which you can basically take for free, and so on. So this kit is definitely worthwhile. And you are getting a box of Heavy Intercessors, which are usually very expensive separately, and getting them discounted is definitely a cool thing to see. Now, with that out of the way, the points have not been updated yet on Battlescribe, so you'll have to do with my little table here, but it should be enough to illustrate my point. The most astute of you will notice that 390 points is not quite 500 points, and it's not even close. And you don't have any upgrade options anymore. I mean, you still have them, you can still equip a Thunderhammer and so on, as I mentioned, but it's free. It doesn't cost anything anymore, so you have no variance. Assault Intercessors, 10 of them, cost 170 points, no matter how you equip them, no matter what you do. So this box is stuck at 390 points. Obviously, this box has been designed and in print and so on months before the update has been considered and released and designed. So there's kind of not that much fault with the people who designed and came up with this box. So yeah, the important thing to know is that if you pick this box up, you cannot play it out of the box for boarding actions games or for combat patrol games for that matter, because you are lacking more than 100 points. It is not within the realm of variance where you could say, well, it's 470 points, it's 30 points missing, it sucks, but it's still fine. No, you're missing over 100 points. It's really stupid. And if you play it against the Chaos box, you're going to lose, like almost no matter what. So yeah, keep that in mind when looking at this box, once we know the pricing and so on. And yeah, consider that you will probably need to pick up another box of Intercessors or another unit you find interesting. I would probably recommend Blade Guard Veterans here because it fits neatly into that slot, and you'll be at exactly 495 points with them. Alright, when we look at the pricing of the Space Marines Boarding Patrol box, this is just an estimation, and I think this one is actually naive, almost, because £65 seems to save you 36%. And the Chaos box is all over the place. We are going to talk about that in a second. So yeah, I expect these boxes to actually cost more towards 70 to maybe even £80. If both of these boxes cost the same, the Chaos one and the Space Marine one, you are definitely not picking up this one and you're playing Chaos Space Marines at that point, because the value difference is staggering, the points difference is massive, and yeah, the Space Marines box is just not that great. Alright, before we move to Chaos Space Marines, let's summarize the Space Marines box once more. You are getting 16 models, 1 HQ choice, 2 troops choices, and you are probably not going to save that much money because, as I said, the box is going to be more expensive than what I estimated. The estimated price I went with was just the Elite Edition price, which I thought was realistic before doing the calculations. It doesn't seem realistic anymore, especially when we look at the Chaos Space Marines box, but yeah. You're also lacking a ton of points, so if you're planning to start with Space Marines, or if you want a Space Marines force for your boarding actions games, you definitely need to consider picking up another box of Intercessors, or, as I said, Blade Guard Veterans to get to that 500 points mark to make this box actually playable and useful. So yeah, my first impression of this one is not very positive. Space Marines are currently not that great when it comes to their damage output, and yeah, depending on the chapter, you'll have a miserable experience playing this box out of the box. Alright, let's talk about something a little bit more positive, namely the Chaos Space Marines Boarding Patrol. You're getting Abaddon the Despoiler, you're getting a box of Chaos Space Marines, 10 of them, you're getting Cultists, 2 boxes of them, which makes 20 Cultists in total. And this box has a ton more value. When we take a quick look at my points table here, you're seeing that Abaddon got more expensive. He went from 300 to 350 points, which is a lot. And Chaos Space Marines can vary between 180 or Legionaries and 250 points. Cultists can range between 100 and 130 points. And the total points of this box, if you were to run everything, are between 630 and 730 points. That is a massive contrast to the Space Marines box, and it shows. Obviously, Abaddon is a big factor here. He alone costs 350 points, which is half of the box, but still. Space Marines are not without options. As you know, they have the most kits available out of all the armies. And yeah, with a little bit of foresight, it would have been wise to add a little bit something else to the Space Marines box, but it is what it is. So my first impression of this one is that I find this one interesting. Running Abaddon in a boarding actions game is certainly a move you can do. And he alone is going to hold an objective and not let anyone move on it and kill anyone that is close. I'm not sure how fun it is to play against and play with Abaddon the Despoiler in boarding actions games. Because as I said, I already had the chance to play boarding actions, and those corridors are very tight and you don't have a lot of space, and that guy can block off a pathway all on his own. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt, test him out. I'm probably going to try him out myself, but yeah, there's that. Chaos Space Marines always useful if you're starting a force, and Cultists are also decent. Even though they don't quite benefit from all the benefits you get from playing Chaos Space Marines and their army-wide rules. But they're still a great cannon fodder, and for that, I think it's worth it. So if you're starting Chaos Space Marines, this box is not bad at all. If you're starting completely from scratch, it's a great little box. And when we look at the pricing, I just used the Elite Edition pricing for reference, just so we get an idea of how much this box could cost. The price difference between this one and the Space Marine one is insane. So you're saving 51% with this one, whereas you would save 36% with the Space Marines ones. So I'm not sure if those two boxes are even going to cost the same amount. It wouldn't make too much sense if they both cost, say, 80 pounds, because the value for the Chaos Space Marines box is just way higher and way more. It's just a way more interesting box in all regards. So yeah, interesting what GW has decided to show us this week, or today better. And yeah, I am not sure what to make of these boxes. I'm thinking the pricing is probably going to be somewhere between 70 and 80 pounds. The points between the two boxes are super varied. The Space Marines box is technically not playable out of the box for boarding actions, and the Chaos box has just great value. So yeah, make of that what you will. I'd be interested to read your opinions in the comments down below. Once we have all the relevant information, like additional rules for boarding actions, because they are not quite out yet, and once we know the pricing and so on, I'm going to make a full review for these boxes. So yeah, subscribe for that. And last but not least, we do not know yet if these boxes are a limited run, which basically means they're going to be sold out on pre-order day, or if these are going to be an evergreen product that is going to get reprinted and just added to the store. I hope that is going to be the case, because these boxes, as I said previously, give me a little bit of a start collecting vibe. They are hopefully going to be a little bit cheaper than Combat Patrol boxes and make for an easier entry point for boarding actions games and a smoother transition between Kill Team and regular Warhammer 40,000. So yeah, let me know your opinions in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, take care.